I'm super excited about this class today because I'm going to give you guys like a backpack of little tools to use that you can do anytime, anywhere. You know, if you're on vacation and you're, you know, in a hotel room and you don't have a book or you don't have very much time or you don't have very much space, actually. These are also a bunch of kriyas that you can just do, just like plopping down in a forest or something. You don't need like a super flat surface and, you know, a big yoga mat and everything. And a kriya is a complete action, which means that it kind of clears and balances all the chakras and the auras in one complete action. And there's a lot of different ways to go about kriyas. Some kriyas are called spontaneous kriyas. So when you're in a meditation, you'll just kind of like go into this spontaneous movement in your body. And that's your body just telling you what it needs. And usually, you know, you can kind of trust that and let that spontaneous movement kind of work itself out. And that will be the complete action that you need. But in our lineage, Yogi Bhajan gave us a set of very specific kriyas that he had prescribed for very specific things. So usually that's what I'll do for a class, is a longer kind of, you know, 30-minute or 60-minute, you know, long kriya that's a bunch of different movements together that is specifically for, you know, awakening the 10 bodies or working on the abdominals or the prana apana balance or something like that. So today we're just going to do a couple of really quick ones that are all just kriyas within themselves. They're just 3-minute complete actions that work all of the chakras, balance the aura, and raise the Kundalini and leave you feeling great. So we're going to do 5 of those, and then we're going to do 4 short meditations as well. So let's go ahead and begin by tuning in. So go ahead and rub your hands together. Press them together gently, bringing the thumbs to the sternum. Feel your seat sink into the floor, and your crown lift towards the ceiling. And take a deep breath into your belly. And let it go. And take a deep breath in to tune in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Take a deep breath in, hold. Find that steady point, find that still point. Then exhale and bring your hands down. And typically most Kundalini classes begin also with a breathing exercise or a pranayama. So we'll go ahead and start with one today called Ego Eradicator. And we're going to have our hands up in the air like this, a 60-degree angle with the fingers curled over on the tops of the pads. So it's not a complete fist. It's kind of like a half fist. So all of those points are pressing on the pads. The thumbs are sticking out. The arms are up at 60 degrees with the wrists cocked just a little bit so that the thumbs are pointing directly up to the sky. And then in this position with a slight chin lock, go ahead and close your eyes. Focus on the third eye and do a breath of fire, which is that short inhalation and exhalation out of the nose with a slight belly pulse. And women, if you're on your cycle, you can go ahead and opt out of that breathing. You can just do long, deep breathing, or you can do a lighter breath of fire, just something very gentle with not too much of an abdominal pulse. And at any point, if you get dizzy, just go ahead and stop, take a couple normal breaths, and then resume. Great job. 1 minute down, 2 minutes to go. If your arms get tired, you can go ahead and lower them for a second, but I suggest go ahead and just keeping them up and push through that pain and push through the shaking. I promise you, you won't hurt yourself if you keep your shoulders nice and relaxed, so not up by your ears, but your shoulders nice and relaxed. You shouldn't create any tension, in your neck or anything. So just go ahead and stay with that pain, feel that pain, and just push through. You only have 1.5 minutes left. Feel a little bit of shaking in your arms. That's okay. My teacher, Hadi Carter Khalsa, always says shaking's good. When you feel that resistance and you feel that shaking, you go ahead and keep your arms up anyway. You're training your nervous system. You're telling your nervous system that stress is okay. Stress is something we can deal with. And try to steady the mind in that stress. Almost there, 10 seconds. Beautiful, you're doing great. And now inhale. You're going to bring the thumb tips touching above the head. I know you can't see it in my video. I'm very sorry. You can see my shadow behind me. So the thumbs touch above the head, and then extend the fingers to the heavens and hold for just a moment. And then exhale. Lower the hands down. Just sit for a moment. Feel that energy. After the first Kriya, we're going to do cat-cow. So cat-cow is on your hands and knees. And since we're going to be doing cat-cow for a while, for 3 minutes, we're going to really, for the first minute, just work on the range of motion. So when you inhale, you're going to bring the chest forward and the head back. When you exhale, round that tailbone and arch the back the other way, letting the head drop. And throughout this motion, try to keep your shoulders stable. Because a lot of times I see people kind of collapse into their shoulders when they come forward. And then keep that in there, and then they keep the integrity when they arch the back like this. So kind of try to keep the elbows steady. And we're going to start off with cat-cow, going nice and slow. Just really concentrating on the range of motion. Make sure it feels good. You inhale when you come forward. Exhale when you arch your back. For now, just slow and steady. All right, now increase your speed just a little bit. You can kind of lessen the range of motion a little bit now that you've sped it up. Just create a nice steady rhythm, coordinated with the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Check in with your shoulders. For this last minute, go as fast as it's comfortable for you. And then you'll notice also that the range of motion gets even smaller. And that's great. Just go ahead and feel that quick pace. And my teacher also says sometimes feel like your back is just this kind of wave. Not so fast, though, that you can't maintain control. Keep up, almost there. And inhale forward. Exhale, round the back. Drop the head and the tailbone. Inhale to a flat back. And then exhale back into baby's pose, child's pose for just a moment. You can either have your arms stretching out in front, you can have your arms back by your side like this. When you're ready to come up, go ahead and put your hands by your knees. Slowly push yourself up. So that one was cat-cow. And so far that I know, all of these one asana kriyas have to be done for a minimum of 3 minutes to qualify as a complete kriya. So we started off with a slow pace for the first minute, moderate pace for the second minute, and then as fast as you can go for the third minute, without like your head flopping around a whole lot. You want to maintain control, make sure you're doing it safely. So the next one is bow pose. For this one, we're going to come onto our stomachs. And I have all different kinds of modifications for this pose as well. So kind of a full bow pose would be bending your knees, grabbing either the tops of your feet or your ankles, and pulling up. Another modification is to just not pull up, to just hold like this and just keep the head up. And then another modification, even as if you have any knee problems, is to just lift the legs off of the ground, pointing the toes, and just holding the arms back like this, kind of like a Superman, kind of like flying through the air. So go ahead and pick whichever pose is the most comfortable for you. And then when you come into it, we're going to go ahead and begin that breath of fire. And hold it for 3 minutes with your eyes closed. Focus at the brow point. One minute down, 2 minutes to go. Go ahead and take a break whenever you need, and then just come back into the pose when you're ready. You're doing wonderful. Just 1 minute left. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Go ahead and bring your head and your legs down to the ground. Take a couple deep breaths here. And then flip your head to the other cheek. If you feel a little pressure in your lower back, you can go ahead and take another child's pose. So again, that one was a bow pose with breath of fire for 3 minutes. Not increasing any sort of intensity or anything, just sticking with it, trying to do it for 3 minutes straight. So the next one is called Swan. I really like this one. It's really beautiful and graceful. So you're going to come into rock pose, which is where you're sitting on your heels. And if this is too much pressure for your knees, you can grab a blanket, fold it up a little bit. You can sit on that. Don't bring it too close down by the knees because that will actually end up hurting them more. But it's just between the seat and the heels. It should relieve a little bit of pressure off your knees. And if this is still just too much, you can just go into easy pose. And in this position, we're going to put our hands down by our knees. And it's kind of like a little bit like cat-cow motion. And that we're going to round the back. Exhale as you bring the forehead to the floor. Then start arching the back, beginning with the head, bringing the head up first. Then arching the back and stretching up on an inhale. Exhale. And there's kind of even this scooping motion with the head. Inhale and come up. Arch the back, exhale, come to the floor. Lifting the head up on an inhale and stretching up. So we're going to continue this motion for 3 minutes. Exhale, all the way down. Inhaling on the way up. Rounding the back, exhale, bring the forehead down, lifting the head, inhaling and arching up. This should just feel good. This shouldn't pinch your neck or your back in any way. So if it does, go ahead and experiment a little bit with the motion and back off in any places that are giving you any pain. This should just feel like a graceful, beautiful stretch. One minute left. Last time, bringing your head to the floor. Inhaling, arching up. Hold. And then relax the posture. So that one was called Swan. I don't know exactly how to write that down to describe it. Okay, so number 1 would be beginning in rock pose. Number 2, bringing your hands down by the knees, I guess. Number 3 would be rounding the back, bringing the head to the floor. Number 4 would be arching the head and the back and coming up on the inhale. And repeat for 3 minutes. The next one we're going to do on our back. And this one can be done in a really, really challenging way. I have been doing a really hard abdominal kriya for the past like 30 days. So I'm going to do a modified version, and we're going to be on our backs with your hands down by your side. If you want a little bit of added support for your lower back, you can bring your hands underneath your buttocks. And you're going to lift your legs up 1 foot off of the ground and crisscross with breath of fire, like this, for 3 minutes. And it's really, really intense. And it's maybe we'll get to a point where you feel like you're not even crisscrossing anymore. Your knees might bend and your legs might shake, and you might barely be crossing the legs over each other if you're not used to this kind of abdominal activity. And my suggestion is to just go ahead and push through it, as awkward as it gets. Just go ahead and feel that. Or at any point, you can always just bring your legs down, take a rest, and then go ahead and start back up when you're ready. As you're going to notice right off the bat, I'm going to start with my knees crossed because my abs are just so sore from this kriya right now. So I'm going to go light on myself. Also, since I've already done my kriya today, so I'm going to do a modified version. So go ahead and come onto the back. Bring the legs up and crisscross with breath of fire. The knees bent is also a great option for women on their cycle. If you need to take a break, you can go ahead and just bring your knees into the chest and take a couple deep breaths. Bringing the legs out, straight, inhale. And then exhale and lower them down. Go ahead and relax for a moment on your back. And then to come up, bring your knees into your chest and roll back and forth a couple of times. Or you can turn to your right and gently push yourself up. And for the last Kriya that we're going to do oldie but a goodie. Good standby. We're going to do a Sat Kriya is what it's called. Spelled S-A-T, but pronounced Sat. And it's not only a Kriya, but it's a meditation as well. And sometimes it's in other longer Kriyas for shorter amount of time or however long. Like the Kriya that I'm doing right now, the longer Kriya I'm doing right now for abdominal strengthening has Sat Kriya in it for 2 minutes. And today we're going to do it for 3. And if you ever do Sat Kriya on its own, isolated, you always rest for twice as long as you did the meditation. So today we're going to do the meditation for 3 minutes, and then we're going to have a Savasana for 6. So you come into rock pose, sitting on your heels. Again, you are more than welcome to do it in easy pose as well, of course, if this isn't good for your knees. And then if you don't do any recreational drugs whatsoever, no alcohol, including no alcohol, no drink. If you're totally stone cold sober, I would even include coffee and caffeine in that. But I mean, we could get into discussion about what's a drug forever. But I guess kind of the saying is that if you don't do any drugs, you can do Sat Kriya with your hands just together like this in prayer position over the head. However, I do indulge in recreational drugs like alcohol, and dare I even say it, like chocolate. I would kind of consider chocolate a little bit of a recreational drug. Then you interlace the fingers and just keep the first finger pointing forward, and then we're going to cross the thumbs. And for men, the right thumb is on top, and for women, the left thumb is on top. So you come into the mudra, and then you're going to bring it over your head, over the crown of your head, with the shoulders relaxed and the elbows as straight as possible. And then we're going to say Sat Nam. Sat Nam, like that. And on the Sat, we're making an emphasis in the abdominal area. Sat, and then Nam, relaxing it. Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, And we'll start a nice steady rhythm like that with the eyes closed. So go ahead and come into whichever hand position is appropriate for you. Trust me, I've tried. I've done it with the hands together before. The energy rises a lot quicker. You're going to notice some heat building even if you go ahead and cross those fingers and cross the thumbs. So come into position. Feel yourself steady and stable. And begin. Sat, nam, 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 and then inhale and hold the breath at the top of the breath. Imagine the energy going up, up, up the spine, out the crown of the head, and through the fingers. Hold. Keeping the arms up. Exhale. Inhale. Keeping the arms up. Exhale completely. Hold the breath out. Again, imagine the energy going up. Holding the root locked. Then inhale. And relax the posture. So getting ready for Savasana now. That was our fifth Kriya. It's called Sat Kriya. Do it for a minimum of 3 minutes if you're just doing it by itself. If you notice it in another longer Kriya, you'll notice that sometimes the times vary. You can practice Sat Kriya for as long as you want. If you build up to 3 minutes and feel super comfortable and want more, just add a minute every day. And you can build it up. I think my teacher, her sadness, I think to do it for like an hour. You can do it for longer. You can do it for like 2.5 hours. A modification, if you really want to stay in the meditation for a long time, but your arms are starting to shake and get really, really tired and you think you're about to just collapse, you can just lower the hands. I like to sometimes just bring them in front of the heart center. And then, when you regain your strength, just come back into position. And if you are going to take it up as a practice, always remember to do Shavasana afterwards, which is what we're going to do now. So Do any final adjustments that you think your body needs. If you need some neck rolls or some shoulder rolls or a forward bend, just go ahead and do that. And set yourself up for a nice comfy Shavasana. I've been really into kind of a more restorative sort of pose for Shavasana recently. So I like to take blanket and roll it up for under my knees. And I've been using my meditation pillow. It's like a head pillow. And since we did Sat Kriya for 3 minutes, we're going to rest for 6. And you may be thinking, okay, what if I really like Sat Kriya and I take up a serious practice and I start doing it for an hour every day? Am I supposed to really rest for 2 hours afterwards? I don't have that kind of time. You know what? I don't have the answer for you. I guess just do what seems, the most reasonable for you. I think the longest that I have done it is like Sat Kriya for 15 minutes. And then I just did Savasana for like 15 or 20 minutes. But I guess, the rule is to rest for twice as long as you did the meditation. But I think just use your best judgment. But we're going to do 6 minutes today. So go ahead and get yourself comfortable. Put on some music or burn any incense or light a candle. Give yourself a really good rest by systematically envisioning sections of your body and then actually tense them for just a second and then release them to really feel that relaxation. So you can start by concentrating on your head and face, and you can squish your whole face together and squish your mouth together and squish your eyes together and squish your nose together and then relax. You do the same thing with every part of your body. Sort of lift the shoulders up and hold them up for a second and then just let them relax. Do your arms, hold your arms up. Tense them, tense them, tense them. Let them relax. Do the same thing with your buttocks. Clench, 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 and let it relax. And then finally the legs. Point and flex, 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 and then relax. gently start to wake yourself up by wiggling your fingers and toes, and then rotating your wrists and ankles. Stretch your arms out, stretch your legs out, and kind of tense everything. Clean your face, and then relax. Take any props that you have out of the way, and bring your left leg into your chest, the right leg stretched out, and let the left leg fall over the right side of the body. Then come back to the center and switch legs. Bring the left leg to the ground and the right leg into the chest. And let the right leg fall over the left side of the body. Twisting your head to the right, and you can even reach your arm out to the right. And then come back to the center. Rubbing your hands together briskly over the heart center and the feet together briskly over the hips. Then bring both knees into the chest and begin to rock back and forth a little bit. Rock back and forth a couple times to give your entire back a nice massage. And then come up to seated. Go ahead and set yourself up for a meditation. If you need any blankets, pillows, maybe a sip of water. So the first meditation we're going to do is actually one of the first ones that I learned that was just a quick 3-minute meditation with such dramatic results. I was first taught this meditation by a teacher named Min Kriyas. She's known for a bound lotus practice that she helps people with, which is a really incredible practice where you come into full, I practiced it one winter for like a month. So you come into full lotus. I always support the knee in full lotus that isn't touching the ground. So this one's touching the ground and this one's not. So I just give it a little extra support because I don't want to stress out my knees or my ankles when I'm in this position. And so you come into full lotus. If you can't do full lotus, you can just do a easy pose. And then the point is actually to grab both of the toes with the hands going behind the back. And I can't reach this side, as you can see. I can reach this side, but I can't reach this side. So I would usually just put a strap there just to get the sensation of the pulling back on the toe and the hand. And so in this bound position, then you bend forward and you bring your forehead to the floor. And there's all kinds of baby steps with it. Like I always had to start off with a block. So I'd have to put the block in front of me and bring my head to the block first. And then eventually after a couple minutes, I could take the block away. And I got really deep into it. I would do it for about 15 minutes. I think she does about a half an hour when she's teaching people how to do this. I had to start off with 15 minutes. It was so trippy, but I got huge results from it. So that's Min Kriyas' work. She's really amazing. And she also has this app called 3 Minute Start, where she teaches a bunch of 3-minute meditations for people on the go, like business travelers or just people who are really busy and think they don't have time for meditation. So she actually demonstrated this one on me once. It was really great. She was teaching a class and she said, so do you guys ever have like obsessive thoughts, that like run around your head and like you can't get other stuff done because you keep thinking about these obsessive thoughts? And I laughed out loud because that sounded exactly like me. And she was like, okay, well, what's the example? She had me come up on the front of the class and sit on the podium with her. And she was like, give me an example. What are some of your obsessive thoughts? And I was like, well, in particular, I can't meditate a lot of times because I have so many chores around the house that I have to do. And she said, okay, well, tell me a little bit about that. And so I tell her about it in this kind of like really hurried, kind of manic tone. And then she's like, all right, well, let's do this meditation, and then you tell me what your problem is again. And I was blown away at the turnaround. So sitting in easy pose, you're going to take your left hand and bring it into a mudra that's kind of like a hang 10, where you bring the 3 middle fingers curled over, and then the pinky and the thumb are sticking out. You're going to bring this mudra to the middle of the eyes with the thumb right on that third eye point, and then with this other hand, you're going to grab that pinky, and that's it. You're just going to maintain that posture with normal breathing. We're going to do that for 3 minutes. And take a deep breath in. Hold for just a moment, and then relax. Bring your hands down. And now it's before the meditation, you kind of had like a thing in mind that distracted you and prevented you from focusing and finding that calm space. Now revisit that idea and think about it again. You may notice just some sort of like anxiety kind of fall away around it, a little bit more focus. Just feel a little bit clearer. So after she taught me the meditation, she said, now go ahead and tell us your problem again. And I was just kind of like, well, I guess I just like to clean. I just had completely changed my energy about the issue. So the next one we're going to do is meditation for habits, for breaking habitual behavior. The first one, that last meditation we did is actually in teacher training, level 2 manual for vitality and stress. So this meditation is for breaking a habit. So think about some bad habit you want to quit, like maybe smoking or biting your nails or being overly critical of yourself. And when you're doing this meditation, you can kind of think about that issue to work on that issue. So again, sitting in easy pose, we're going to bring the thumbs up to the temples, and we're going to be chanting a mantra inside of our head: Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And on the Sa, you're going to clench the back of your jaw, and then you can feel your temples kind of pop up under your thumbs. Feel that muscle flex. So on the Sa, you clench the jaw. Ta, release. Na, clench. Ma, release. So again, the mental mantra will be Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. We're not saying it out loud, we're just saying it in our head. And then you're going to clench, unclench, clench, unclench with the mantra. Okay, go ahead and close your eyes and begin. Again, the mantra is mentally Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And inhale, hold for just a moment, and exhale, release the hands down. So that'd be a great meditation to do for 40 days to break a habit. In yoga, we do a lot of disciplines for a set amount of time, and they all have kind of like a different purpose for the amount of time. So 40 days is kind of like the the smallest amount of time that you would dedicate yourself to a practice. And 40 days is the amount of time to break a habit. And this meditation is 4 habits. So if you really, really want to quit smoking, or whatever it is, I just like to use smoking as an example because I think so many people really struggle with that, and I think yoga is one of the best things to utilize to quit smoking specifically. Because I used to be a smoker. I smoked for 20 years, and I know that release of stepping outside and having that 5 minutes by yourself to be outside and take a deep breath. Although ironically, just with a cigarette, I understand that mental space. So replacing that with a quick meditation, is, to me, seems like a pretty logical jump. So this meditation is also found in a book called Sadhana Guidelines. And it's called Medical Meditation for Habituation. So the next one we're going to do is called the Caliber of Life Meditation. This one's in the Level 1 Teacher Training Manual. Sitting again in easy pose, you're going to curl the hands into fists and extend them straight out in front with the right hand curled into a fist, and then the left hand wrapped around it. And then the 2 thumbs come together. And in this position, you look through the thumbs. They kind of create a little V. And you're going to stare straight ahead with a slight chin lock, looking through that little V. And the breathing pattern is inhaling deeply, filling the lungs for 5 seconds, exhaling completely, and emptying the lungs for 5 seconds, and then suspending the breath out for 15. I'm going to go ahead and count that off for the first 2 rounds. And if you can't hold your breath out for 15 seconds, just do as long as you can. And just try to keep it even in some way then. So you can go ahead and inhale for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds, and hold out for 5 seconds. Or hold it out for 10 seconds, and then slowly build up to holding your breath out for 15. So come into position, bringing the right hand out in front in a fist, the left hand wrapped around it, and the thumbs together, staring through that little V the thumbs create. You're going to inhale for 5, and then exhale for 5, and then hold out for 1, 2, 13, 14, 15. Inhale. Exhale. And hold. And inhale. And continue in your own pace. And wherever you are in the cycle, let's just go ahead and inhale together. And hold. And then exhale. Lower your hands down. I'm going to read the description for this one because I think the other two are pretty straightforward. There's a meditation to focus, and then there's a meditation to break a habit. And this one's called the Caliber of Life meditation. So I just want to read a little bit about what exactly that means. This meditation can form the basis of an extraordinary sadhana, which is just a personal spiritual practice that you're dedicated to. It adjusts the projection and command of the breath. It improves the caliber of your capacity to reach excellence in life. It is known to conquer normal depression and discouragement, and it builds tremendous strength into the nervous system. This is the kind of meditation that must be cultivated and built up gradually. Start with 3 to 5 minutes and be sure that you can do the meditation perfectly for that entire length of time that you choose to practice. If not, lessen the time and build up. As you master the practice, you can increase the time that you hold the breath out from 15 seconds up to 60 seconds. Pick a time that's realistic for you. Then build the practice time up to 11 minutes. This is enough time to interrelate the projection of the prana throughout the pranic body. So that just means energy. Prana is energy. We take in prana and we release apana. Do not press this sadhana any longer than 11 minutes. 11 minutes is the absolute maximum. Remember to keep your elbows straight during the entire meditation. If you feel dizzy or disoriented in this practice, be sure that you're doing the suspension of the breath properly and that you're holding the neck lock, that slight neck lock. If you are correct, then have a partner supervise your practice by timing it, have a glass of water handy, and giving you a massage at the end. Then build your nervous system to a new level. When it is strong, you will feel a new stability and trust in yourself. So Yogi Bhajan talked a lot about building up the nervous system, and he really foresaw the coming information age where we would just be completely overwhelmed with the amount of technology and information available. It's a really beautiful thing. It's amazing that we can connect over the internet and share all of this sacred information and not so sacred. But the information itself, the technology itself is not bad. We have to develop a nervous system to deal with it, and we have to develop an intuition to know how to navigate it. So Yogi Bhajan was working on those two things because he could see it coming. And he has a statement where he says something like, this was like way before the internet. He said, someday you're going to have all the information in the world at your fingertips. And I don't think he knew exactly how that was going to manifest, but he knew it was coming. He foresaw that it was coming. So the last meditation we're going to do is called Meditation for Brosa. And I've looked that up. I don't really know what that means, but I do have this great little oracle card book called Kundalini Blessings, Meditations for the Aquarian Age. So it can be used like any sort of oracle deck or tarot deck, and you can pull the cards, like you're doing a tarot spread, and pull them out and read them, or you can just pull one and do the full meditation. So this one is labeled as a meditation for trust as well. It says here that this Kriya, or meditation, it's also meditation, is very potent and must be respected. When beginning to experience this meditation, it should be done never for any more than 11 minutes. Then you can increase it 1 minute every day. The effects are extensive. The meditation affects the element of trust in the human personality. So again, sitting in easy pose, we're also going to have that slight neck lock and the eyes closed. You're going to bring the hands in this beautiful sort of arc around the top of your head. And it says here, if you're male, put the right palm on top of the left, and ladies put the left palm on top of the right, and the thumb tips are pointing back, touching and pointing back. And the eye position, the eyelids are open slightly and looking down towards the upper lip. And then we're going to chant, we're going to whisper this mantra, Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru, which is like an expression of, enlightenment, like astonishment and enlightenment. So again, for men, it's right hand on top. For women, it's left hand on top. And then the thumb tips are touching. And then this mudra is placed over the crown of the head, slight chin lock, looking down at the top of your lip. And just to yourself, whisper, Wahe Guru. About a minute left. And inhale. And then exhale. Slowly lower your hands. Just come sitting in easy pose. Either your hands on your knees or resting in your lap. Just take a moment to check in with your body, your energy, your mind. How are all those separate parts of yourself doing? Do they seem to be a little bit more aligned together? Maybe you feel a little bit closer to your core now, your inner self. Focus on long, deep breathing, filling up the belly, then the chest, and relax. Exhale completely, drawing the navel in closer to the spine. On the inhale, feeling the belly fill up, and the chest. And exhale, drawing the belly back in towards the spine. That's called yogic breathing. We're obviously not filling our stomach with air. But when you puff your stomach out like that, you actually just make more room for your lungs to fill up more. And then when you exhale and draw that belly in, you're helping push out all the air. So if you've had your notebook with you and you've been writing down these kriyas and meditations, after we close today, we're going to go ahead and close now with the long time sun. And then I want you to go to your notebook and write down any thoughts or feelings that you remember from any of those kriyas or meditations. Just go ahead and make a note next to them, or start a whole nother entry. And write a little bit about your experience with each of those kriyas and meditations and any likes or dislikes, anything that came up. And then if it's something that you're interested in, go ahead and contemplate picking, one kriya maybe and one meditation and dedicating yourself to a regular schedule of it. You don't have to do, a 40-day thing where you do it every single day for 40 days. You can do something more like just saying, I'm going to make sure to do this at the beginning of my week every Monday, or at the end of my week every Friday, or every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or on the weekend, whatever practice you want to set up for yourself. My only recommendation for that is choosing a regular time and a regular space. So, if you don't already have a personal sort of meditation space set up, go ahead and start one. And it's really easy. It doesn't have to be super elaborate. It can just be, you know, a rolled up blanket in some corner that when you're ready, you roll out that blanket, and that blanket is your space for your personal practice. And then I recommend doing it at the same time because then it just adds a nice rhythm, you know, to your day. If you know every day at 4 o'clock, you're going to stop everything and go have your 10, 20, or 30 minutes of spiritual practice. And maybe at first go ahead and experiment a little bit with different times to see what works best for you. I have an alternative schedule. I'm a bartender. I work at night. So I don't wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and do my yoga before I start my work day like that. I usually do my yoga sometime around noon. And I recently just decided to go ahead and start doing my meditation instead at 3 o'clock in the morning when I come home from work, because I've noticed that the level of activity outside of my apartment has greatly impacted my focus. So when I go ahead and do my meditation early in the wee hours of the morning, when I come home from work from bartending, but nobody else has gotten up yet, I can meditate a lot easier. I used to be meditating at around 1 or 2, which is like the height of activity, you know, around the lunch hour. And it was just impossible for me to concentrate. So I've kind of separated the two practices now, and I do my meditation early in the morning by itself, and then I do my yoga in the afternoon when I'm just more active. So go ahead and experiment and see what works for you. So let's go ahead and close the long time sun. So go ahead and rub your hands together. Bring your palms into the chest. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And inhale to sing. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. And one long sut and one short nam. Sat Nam. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank yourself for taking this time and space. Today, I don't know if you guys can hear it because I do have my fan on because it's really hot here. But today we were listening to a lady named Cora Flora. She has a channel on YouTube where she just kind of reminisces and rambles on about her spirituality. It's awesome. I really like her a lot, and she makes really great music. And today we were listening to her. Her name's Cora Flora. This album is called Falling. I got it on Bandcamp, I think is what it's called. So yeah, I highly recommend checking her out. All right, Sat Nam, guys. Have a great weekend.